Hey! Okay, welcome back to a new video. I'll be showing you how to make thumbnails, and not specifically the thumbnail that I made, but I'll be showing you tips on how to make a thumbnail of your own, since you can't exactly copy someone else's thumbnail, since your video is different from theirs. Also, I'm back from my short break, so I'll be posting more often. Also, I'll be posting more animations now. Animations and tutorials, but I'll be giving you both. Okay, so also people kept asking how I made the background, so this is how. I just use a gradient of color, and if you don't know the type of gradient to use, just keep poking around with colors. I usually like to edge towards like warm colors more, so that's what I'm doing here. But I kind of wanted to have a different gradient of color, so I'm going with blue and probably like a pink or orange. Yeah, so we're just using the regular airbrush. Then on your layer settings, just go to the dots and make it the biggest dots possible. As you can see, the color of the brush that you use affects the size of the dots. The lighter the color, the smaller the dots. The darker the color, the bigger the dots. So then go to resize. Click the move layer and use your two fingers to expand it. We're trying to make them a little bigger so that it's more clear. Because if the dots are too small, it'll kind of just look it wouldn't look very nice. I also like to just use an airbrush as an eraser and erase some of the dots. So this is our topic, or our subject. The subject is those two thumbnails. To make the subject pop out, you can add an outline. It could be a white outline, a black outline, any color outline. But I just usually add towards white more. You can also lower the opacity of your dot layer if you'd like. So your title is depending on the type of video you're making. But try to make the title as short as possible, if possible, because it's kind of hard to fit a lot of words into a thumbnail. There are tons of fonts here, and some of these you can download more within the app, or you can download more outside of the app. As you can tell, my throat hurts, because it's cold here. I mean, it's the Philippines, we don't even have winter, but it's cold, man. Like, it's really, really cold. My hands are freezing. That's my network for you. Super slow. So there are tons of websites to choose from, but I usually just go for the top one. So you can usually just use the font, and you can look up fonts, or you can just go from alphabetical order. I'm looking for a more simple font, as you can see the Among You one that I was using. So yeah, that's just an example of where you can get the fonts from. So I usually use a darker color for my font and then outline it with white, because once you outline something, it will make it pop out more. But don't overdo the outline, or everything will kind of look like a sticker. Unless you want that, then that's fine. I swear I typed too fast. Thumbnails is a long word, so I'm gonna try looking for a font that kind of squeezes together a little better. But then here is another way. Usually people have their character on the left side or the right side, and they have the text opposite to that. So here's some examples that I'll be showing you. Okay, so just type in your title. I'm just doing something random because that's me, I just do random things. You can put the title at the top and the bottom, such as... What was I thinking when I made that title? I could have literally said anything. Okay, so let's say your thing is called something long, like Doggo the Taco Man. I don't know why you name it like that, but let's say you named it something long. Then you can put some fonts at the top and some at the bottom. You can also put it behind the subjects, but I wouldn't recommend that, since it kind of gets lost. Or if you're making a series, you can just put the number of episodes at the corner. Or you can just have a picture and you don't even need to put the fonts at all. For me, the hardest part is deciding where the fonts can go. So, also if it's a speed paint, usually someone just puts something at the corner and writes speed paint on it, so that people don't think it's an animation of some sort, or, so people know it's a speed paint. Depending on the video that you're making, the thumbnail will definitely look different. Like if you're a vlogger, you're gonna have that surprised face kind of look, and you're gonna be staring into the camera. If it's a speed paint, it'll be something like I described. Of course, there's no right way to do the thumbnail exactly, but let's say since we had 2 subjects there, let's say we only had 1. I would then put the font at the side of the screen, since we only have 1 subject. So there we are with our beautiful title. And make sure not to use too much of a fancy font. I mean, actually, you can use any font that you guys want, but I would recommend to use a more simple one. As you can see here, what we use is a simple font. We have the character, the fonts, and the background. The character is usually on the left side, and once again the character is on the left side, with the font slightly behind. I also blurred the character a bit to their hand to bring more focus towards their hand. So it's just keep experimenting with different backgrounds with your character and with the different fonts. Also, depending on what your thing is, like if it's a sad kind of thing, put a character crying, don't make thumbnails too randomly. So, yeah, that's about it, and that's about everything that I could share with you, because that's pretty much all I know. So, please, please, please read the description. Please read it. It's very, very important that you guys read the description and stop asking me the same questions. I mean, it's okay to ask questions, and I do enjoy helping people, but it's time-consuming to help people, and the answers are usually in the description, unless I get lazy, which is usually the case. But, if you have any questions, then... So, also read the description for some more instructions on how to put a thumbnail, like how to add your custom thumbnail. Okay, so that's about it for the video. I'm really sorry if I didn't explain things too well. But thumbnails, it's such a broad thing. So I just showed you what I would do for my thumbnails and what I would usually, the formula that I use, which is subject there, again and again like that. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. Wow, that's a really big number, and your support means so much. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good night. Jeez, I can't speak properly. I get mixed up when I talk too fast. Also, when I get excited, I kind of my words get scrambled. Okay, so have a good night, day, or wherever you are. And thank you so much for 30,000. That's a really big number, and I'm so happy for it. So, yeah. Thank you a lot. Have a good night, day, or wherever you are. Bye! Also, let me know down in the comments of what next tutorial you guys would like. I'll get the most mentioned tutorials, and then I'll make a poll to see which one you guys would like up next. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night, day, or wherever you are. Seriously, the last time. Bye!